Team Fortress 2 gives the player countless ways to engage with the game. The most obvious ways being choosing your map, game mode, class, weapons, cosmetics, and teams on community servers. But I'm more interested in the social options that players have. There's text chat, sprays, specific customizable cosmetics, and weapons. But I'm more interested in the voice chat. Whenever a game includes voice chat, that means you're going to guaranteed experience a few things. Sometimes you might see Jose Gonzalez 2019 in the bottom corner of your screen, and the only thing you can hear is a baby in the background crying while their mother is yelling something in Spanish at them, and their dog is also barking directly at them while their dad is watching soccer in the background the entire time they're playing the game. Sometimes you'll get the voice chat cycling with names, and everybody's saying something completely different, and no one's actually listening to each other. Sometimes you'll get that one really interesting old guy with good stories. Sometimes you'll get the guy who hates you, and specifically only you, for no real reason. Sometimes you'll get someone in the lobby who isn't actually saying anything at all. Instead, what you'll hear coming through their microphone is an audio file. What that audio file is can be very different from game to game depending on the person playing the audio file. Sometimes you'll hear music, sometimes it's a funny sound, sometimes it's a voice clip from another game, or from one of the characters from Team Fortress 2. Just so everybody understands, let me define what Micspam is. According to the first few websites on Google that I just randomly clicked on, Micspam means continuously making noises, playing music, talking into a mic, shouting into a mic, putting your phone up to your microphone and playing the most ungodly audio that you can find, and a whole bunch of other things that are generally distracting through voice chat. While a lot of this is true, there also isn't a word for when someone mic spams but doesn't try to distract people or whatever else. Some people just want to play some cool music they found, or they want to make people laugh by playing something that also made them laugh. Also, I'd like to separate mic spam from something I call phone spam. Phone spam is when someone takes their phone and tries to play something, it doesn't matter what it is, through the microphone. Phone spam sucks because it doesn't matter what you do or how good your microphone is. If you're trying to play audio through speakers into a microphone, it'll always sound bad. There also isn't a way to differentiate between good or bad mic spam through words. Someone is mic spamming or isn't, and I haven't found a good way to separate them, but I also don't read a thesaurus every day, so I could be missing something. If we want to talk about how people are able to do this, the first thing we should do is go back in time, because mic spamming used to be a lot more common before Meet Your Match. For example, I started playing Team Fortress 2 on PC around 2014 and 2015, and I wanted to be able to make people laugh at funny clips of audio and play some music. I found out that the easiest and most common way that everybody in Team Fortress 2 did mic spam was through a source mod named HLDJ. HLDJ didn't just work for Team Fortress 2 though. It worked for CSGO too, and I'm pretty sure it worked for a couple of other games that use the source engine. Using HLDJ, you could bind buttons on the keyboard to different sound clips through the game's console. Not only that, but if you wanted, you could just pull up the console in the background and type something in the console that you set and have the sound play through your mic. You could hear the sound file too whenever you played it. But when Meet Your Match came out, Valve wanted to make sure that matchups were equal for everyone, and made SV Pure 1. With this enabled, most mods for Team Fortress 2 don't work on casual servers, and I don't know what they changed, but HLDJ didn't work for community servers either. If you wanted to continue to mic spam, you had to learn how to do it universally, not just for Team Fortress 2 through a mod, and this hasn't changed since Meet Your Match. And I don't expect it to, because HLDJ isn't in development, meaning any problems it has won't be fixed. For modern methods of mic spamming, you have to use a lot of audio routing software. I don't really use a Windows computer anymore, but I'll try my best to explain how to do it on Windows. Basically, you want to download VB cable from VB Audio software, and from there, you can really just use that in a music player or a video player of your choice. But if you want to go a step further, you could use a digital audio workstation, or a DAW. Basically, you want to take whatever you're using as your source of audio and plug it into the VB cable's input, and then you want to go to whatever program you're trying to play that sound in this case, Team Fortress 2, and you connect it to the virtual cable output. One of the reasons why you want to use a DAW over a media player is because a DAW will allow you to hook your voice into the DAW, allowing anything that goes into your microphone to also come out of the virtual audio cable. There are ways to be able to hear what is coming out of your microphone live through the DAW, but the way you do it is different in most DAWs that I've used. If you want to hear exactly what is coming out of your microphone inside of Team Fortress 2, you'll have to open the developer console and type voice loopback 1 and press enter. After that, if you try to speak, anything you say in the microphone will be looped back inside of Team Fortress 2. So you'll be able to hear anything you say, or in the case where you're mic spamming, you'll be able to hear whatever it is that you're mic spamming. And if you want to turn it off, you can type voice loopback 0 in the console. If you want your microphone to be a toggle instead of push to talk, then in developer console, you'll have to type all of the stuff that I'm showing on screen. I tried saying it a bunch of times, but it's hard. It's hard saying words. I run Linux, so it's a little bit different, but in my opinion, it's easier. And I also have hardware dedicated to playing random audio files whenever I want. So personally, I never need to Alt-Tab to play my audio. After you have it all set up, the only thing you need to do is get material. Now, obviously, there's a difference between good material and bad material, but I can only really tell you what used to be considered good. Surprisingly, there's a lot of history between the materials that people would use in Team Fortress 2. For example, there are tons of things that people would consider classics that were mostly just Team Fortress 2 fan songs and in some cases, funny memes. But Team Fortress 2 had something made for it that I'm not entirely sure was made specifically for Micspam, but I get the feeling that it is. These videos usually have a title with no spaces, and if there are supposed to be spaces, they're replaced by underscores, but at the end there's always like a dot something like it's a file. Usually it's .smexual. These videos are supposed to be funny and usually have the heads of some of the mercenaries, maybe with some cosmetics to identify them, and they have their sentences mixed so that they say things that aren't in the game. You know, before AI was a thing. And sometimes they would include other contextual sounds like a door opening or something falling or something. Aside from these Team Fortress 2 flavored specific things, sometimes you would just get a bunch of random songs and memes and voice lines from characters that weren't from Team Fortress 2, or in some cases, voice lines from real people. Before the bot crisis, mic spammers and mic spamming had a mixed reputation. In some servers, it didn't matter what you did because no one cared or had you muted. In some servers, some people would start a kick that would instantly backfire onto them. And some servers, it didn't matter what you did because they were all going to kick you anyway, despite the mute button existing. Most of the time, mic spammers weren't kicked, and in some cases they would take requests from people in the server they were in. But eventually, during the bot crisis, when every casual server was infested with spinning instant headshot sniper bots, the bots were developed enough to start mic spamming. The things they would mic spam would vary from loud and annoying to random calm music to try to blend in. Sometimes they would just mic spam AI YouTuber voices though. Unfortunately, Because the average player doesn't know how to mic spam, anybody who mic spammed during and shortly after the bot crisis would eventually get kicked from every casual server, no matter what. In some cases, this would extend to community servers as well. The most popular places would instantly start a vote kick to kick the mic spammer no matter what, leaving very few places left for people to mic spam. The amount of servers left that accepted mic spammers, and in some cases hosted experimental maps like Mario Kart or Mick Walmart, that were only hosted on community servers over the past decade has only gotten smaller. These days though, mic spammers are rare and usually found in servers that are very non-competitive leaning. That doesn't mean that they're all in friendly servers though, it just means they're probably not going to MGEU. A lot of the larger server networks banned mic spamming outright. Some had it banned even before the bot crisis, but I'm not sure if those servers even exist anymore. So the only place you really find them now is in random Discord servers where they have a specific Team Fortress 2 server, and you just have to wait in the server until you get an @everyone that tells you, "Hey everybody, there's a game ready to play on this one specific server," which sucks because Team Fortress 2 is a game that should be played when you want to play it, not when other people want to play it. Unfortunately, there is no place that's up and populated enough of the time that has loose enough rules for people who mic spam, and the servers that do have loose enough rules aren't populated unless their Discord tells the regulars to get on. The reality is that there aren't any more of these wacky servers where TF2 gets to be anything. You only get community servers that kind of resemble vanilla Team Fortress 2, but they changed at least one thing to make it not vanilla anymore. Or you get casual hell where people try to end the game as quickly as possible so that they can level up their stim badge. So the question now really is, where do mic spammers go when the game they play doesn't accept them anymore? You could ask the same thing about players who have played the game for years, only to come to the conclusion that the game is not going to get fixed. Where do players go when the game that they played for years decays to the point that you can't really play the game anymore? Have a good rest of your day, and never forget what we lost from Meet Your Match.